Hey guys, I'm Becky from Book But Reviews, and welcome to my vlog and review for She's With Me by Jessica Cunsolo. First, I want to start this video by saying a giant thank you to the Fantastic Flying Book Club for choosing me for this blog tour and for getting me an advanced reader copy of this book so that I can participate. So like I said, this video is completely dedicated to She's With Me by Jessica Cunsolo. This book comes out on January 7th, and I am so excited to start it. To be honest, I don't really know a whole lot about this book. I know that it is a YA. I believe there's going to be a romance. I think that there is like some sort of mystery element, maybe a thriller element. I honestly don't really know. I've read the description multiple times, and for some reason it just doesn't fully make my neurons connect together, and I just keep getting lost for some reason. I just feel like there's like some missing piece in the description that I'm just not grasping or getting, or I think maybe I have some idea of what I think this book is going to be about, but it's not matching the description, so I'm just ignoring the description. I don't know. But instead of trying to understand what this book is about, I'm just gonna go in blind and start reading. So today it is Thursday, January 2nd. It is technically Friday the 3rd because it's after midnight now, but I am going to go and get cozy in bed and start reading this right now. So I will be checking up with you guys as I read to let you guys know my thoughts, and then at the end I will have my final review and rating. So now I'm going to get to reading, and I will see you guys later. Hey guys, so it is Friday, the next day, and last night I read a whole lot of She's With Me. So I'm currently 58% of the way through, but I am really enjoying this so far. It's really good. I've gotten to the part where I've figured out the whole mystery thriller element of it, and I'm actually really enjoying it. So this book is part mystery thriller, part contemporary romance. And the contemporary romance is a well-known trope of good girl falls in love with the asshole. Not a bad boy, an asshole. A guy that is rude to her. Now usually this isn't my favorite trope. I like good girl falls in love with the bad guy, but I don't like when guys are assholes to girls and they accept it. Like they just take it and they're like, he's so mean to me, but yet he's dreamy. I don't like that. And Jessica, the author of this book, has actually done it differently. So when our main guy, Aiden, is an asshole, our main character, Amelia, actually dishes it right back to him. Like, she does not take anything from anybody. She knows jujitsu. She has taken self-defense classes. She goes to the gym every day. She does not take it. So I'm really enjoying the trope, because that's the one thing that kills me is I understand the whole appeal of the bad guy. I also enjoy a bad boy romance, but I just don't like it when they are mean to girls and the girls just take it and like go off and cry. I hate that so much. So I'm really loving that Jessica did it differently. Now what I'm enjoying the most is that I was pretty worried that the mystery thriller element would take over or disrupt or just make me not like the book so much, and it's actually done the opposite. So it is basically a YA contemporary good girl falls in love with the asshole guy for the entire book, but peppered in is the mystery thriller. So it's equal parts of both that are mixed together. It's not like this is happening and then stop, now this is happening, stop. That's how I thought it was going to be, and it's actually really well done. I'm loving it so very much. I think the thing that I love the most about this book is our main character. I really love her attitude. I love everything about her. I want to know everything about her. We're at a point in the book where we have figured out what happened in her past. I still think there is a lot more to learn, and there's, I'm sure, a lot more to come based on her fears and what has happened in the past. So I'm very anxious to see how this book is going to shape out. But so far, I'm absolutely loving it. I think it's a very different and healthy twist on this classic trope, and I'm just loving it. So far, Jessica Cunsolo is an A+ author, and I will be checking out more books from her, but we'll have to see how it ends to make that an official statement. So right now I'm going to get back into reading. I am currently on my couch. I do need to eat something today at some point. I'm pretty hungry, but right now we're gonna read. Hey guys, so I have been reading for quite a few hours now. I am 91% of the way through it. It is getting really, really, really interesting, and I feel like something big is about to happen because the book is almost over. I don't think it's going to be part of a series. I just have a bad feeling that someone is going to show up in this book. So, now it is 10:30. So now I'm going to head upstairs and get in bed. I'm going to finish this book before I go to sleep. So, good night. Hey guys, so today is Sunday, January 5th. I technically finished this book on Friday night / Saturday morning, but yesterday I had to work and then I had to babysit. So this is the first time that I'm able to sit down, collect all my thoughts, and give you guys a final review of She's With Me. So first up, let's go ahead and talk about the characters. I really, really enjoyed these characters. I wanted to know everything about them. I wanted to know what happened in our main character's past. I wanted to know what was haunting our male lead. I just wanted to know everything, and I felt like they were very, very well done. I really liked the character development throughout. I love that there was an instant attraction, but that it's fought. I just loved how Jessica took the trope of the asshole boy that you fall in love with and kind of turned it on its head by not giving us a subservient female lead. I love that she pushes back instead of just taking it and going off and crying. That is the thing that I hate the most about this trope, is that it's always done where the male character is superior and the female is always just off crying and never stands up for herself and just admits that he's an asshole but still follows him around and does nothing about it. I hate that. And I just loved so much that Jessica turned it on its head and made sure that our main character had the backbone to confront people that are rude to her, not take it, and make sure that they get it back in tenfold, while also still being smart. Because there were plenty of times where she could have sought revenge and she decided not to because she needed to be the bigger person. Now, she has other things from her past that she also has to be concerned about and not put a spotlight on herself. But she's also just smart and realizes that it's just going to become a vicious circle. And I just loved these characters. I care about them so much. I really, really love the group of guys that we meet. I think they're all so funny and so unique, and I just really enjoyed them. There was just one little critique I had that I didn't really care for, and it's the fact that our character kind of has feelings for another one of the guys, one that is nice to her. And so there's some times where she gets a little bit jealous or like kind of feels like she should have feelings with that guy instead of Aiden. It gives me like cheater kind of vibes, but only because what usually ends up happening is the guy that they are having side feelings for ends up having feelings for them too, and then the girl always ends up ditching them to go be with the main star. And I was worried that's what was going to happen in this book. It kind of starts to, but then it doesn't. I think that even Jessica kind of realized that that's not what she wanted to happen, and so the guy ends up like going off and kind of like moving on from her instead, but he still has some kind of feelings because he ends up getting a little bit jealous at times. That's the only thing that I didn't really care for, but it's very, very minor, and it's definitely not done in a way that it usually is. So overall, I just applaud Jessica for how she handles the trope, because it's done with a breath of fresh air. It's done in a way that I really appreciated, and did it make me cringe? I loved it. In terms of plot, I loved it a lot. Like I already said, I was very worried that the mystery thriller element was going to be a separate plot line. I was worried that it was going to be like romance is one and this mystery thriller element is the other, and that they were like never going to converge and just be very divided, that one would eventually take over. I was expecting the mystery thriller, that the romance would take a backseat. I was worried. I was concerned. Luckily, Jessica meshes the two very, very well, and I just really, really enjoyed it. They played equal parts in each other's lives, because what happens in Amelia's past doesn't ever play a real world effect. Her past does not come back to haunt her, at least in this book. I'm hoping it does in the future. I was honestly expecting it to happen. I was expecting that our ending be somebody shows up, and that's not what happened. Instead, a much different ending happens, and we will talk about that in a second. But I was very happy that the mystery thriller element was more about character development and kind of building on that romance plot line instead of taking over. I'm very, very happy with where this book went. I absolutely loved every second of it. I will say that this is a guilty pleasure read. I'm sure you guys know the definition of what a guilty pleasure is, so I'm not going to go into it because every time I try to explain it, it sounds like I'm trying to say something bad when I'm not. Because I love guilty pleasure reads. I enjoy them a lot. This is definitely a guilty pleasure in my opinion. Now, the only thing I will say about it and why I mention it is because I rate guilty pleasure reads a lot different than non-guilty pleasure reads, and it's mostly in the fact of it will get a higher rating depending on how much I enjoyed it, how much it kept my attention, and how likely I am to either read the next book or read another book by this author. So with that being said, this book isn't the best book in the world. It's definitely not the worst, but it's getting a 5-star. So take from that what you will, but just know that I'm giving this a 5-star basically because I want to, and because I enjoyed it so, so much. So now let's go ahead and talk about that ending and another key factor on why it's getting 5 stars. It has a very big cliffhanger ending. It is not the cliffhanger that I was expecting. It is much, much different, but wow, it happened. I am feeling a lot of things. I need the next book in my hands right away, which is how I found out that this wasn't a standalone. I thought for sure it was going to be a standalone. There are not many contemporary YAs that are a series, and when they are, they're usually very well done, and so is this one. So I'm really, really hoping that the finished copy that you guys will have your hands on has the 2 bonus chapters that mine did. Mine had the first 2 chapters of the next book in it, and it definitely doesn't solve anything or make that cliffhanger ending any less cliffhangery, but it just eases the burn a bit of what happens. We find out a little bit more about this cliffhanger ending, and it just makes it feel a little bit better. It makes me feel like I can go ahead and wait the very long wait for the next one. I'm pretty sure that book 2 is coming out in 2020 as well, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't come out until fall, which makes sense because this one's coming out in January, but I want it now. But I guess that's just a me problem. Hey guys, it is Becky from the future. I am currently editing this video, but I wanted to double check that the book doesn't come out until the fall of 2020 because I was worried that I might have confused it with something else, and I did. So it looks like the second and third books are currently out, but they are out on her Wattpad. They are not officially published in a physical form by Wattpad Publishing House just yet. So it is available on Wattpad to read right now. Just be aware that there may be some editing issues because it is what she posted originally and not something that has gone through traditional editing and publishing by the Wattpad Publishing House like book 1 has now undergone. So I will include a link to her Wattpad so you guys can check that one out. I will be reading book 2 hopefully very, very soon. So now let's get back to the rest of the video. So I do hope that you guys do also have the first 2 chapters of the next one because it just eased the pain a little bit. With all that being said, I highly recommend that you guys get your hands on She's With Me. I really, really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. It is 400 pages, but it doesn't feel like it. It goes by so, so quick, and I just loved every second of it. It was just the best time. And I'm so happy that it is the first full-length novel that I started and finished in 2020 because I feel like it just set a really nice precedent of how the year is going to go, and I just loved it. I will have links in the description box for you guys to click to find out more information and to find out where you can get your copy because you need to get your hands on this book. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Don't forget, if you enjoyed it, to give it a thumbs up. If you loved it and you want to see more bookish content from me, please hit subscribe. And if you want to be notified as soon as my videos go live here on YouTube, hit the notification bell. I'll see you in my next one. Bye!